So today, I wanted to share some gameplay which is a little bit more unique compared to what other people have been able to upload for Darktide. On the very last day of the beta, I was able to risk it for the biscuit, and I got my hands on a master crafted revolver. And yeah, this gun was absolutely insane because it actually came with a special ability as well, which made it even stronger. Just to give you all a little bit of a heads up here, some of the things I will be mentioning are related specifically to this version of the Stub Revolver, which is a master crafted version, a very high rarity. However, some of the other things are more just to the weapon class overall. The revolvers in general for Darktide are almost busted in how crazy good they are. They feel ridiculously powerful, they hit hard, and they're accurate. But this revolver, it allows you to also fire from the hip while sprinting. So as a preacher class, that made my class even more powerful because I could be extremely aggressive and just run up and just absolutely demolish most enemies. Like, even on a higher difficulty, it wasn't all that bad for me. I really enjoyed using this revolver because it allowed me to have this insanely fun run and gun style to the game. Like, worst case scenario, if I'm getting overwhelmed, I can just use my ability to get my toughness back and also sprint out of the way. So it works out really nicely with the class, and it just was an absolute monster of a weapon. I have seen other players that had master crafted weapons, and yes, they do have special buffs and bits of extra damage, but I haven't really seen anyone that had a weapon that had an additional extra ability, which is exactly why I was so impressed by this gun, and it makes me really keen for the different variants that we could get for lots of other weapons. I remember from my auto gun video, a lot of people didn't realize that you can get different variants of the same gun. Even if it has the same exact name, you have to look at the ammo counter, the statistics for the gun, because it can have the same name, but it can actually play completely differently in-game. I don't believe the developers at Fatshark have given us any official info about weapon variants, but I really like them because I think it will definitely improve the long-term replayability. Because if you're still finding new variants of weapons and ways to keep the game feel new and fresh, I think it'll definitely help to make sure that players stick around. So I'm very keen on this idea, and I think that it's a really cool system. At this point, I'd bet that some of you are probably wondering, Kiv, how the hell did you get one of these guns anyway? So for those of you who don't know, when you reach level 11, you unlock the ability to have challenges that you can complete, and you will get a separate kind of currency. You can then use that to also purchase rare and high quality weapons. However, there's a different option called Standard Acquisitions, which will allow you to get a random weapon, which is either a ranged or a melee weapon. So I grinded the crap out of this game, completed all the challenges, got bonus credits for doing every single challenge that was available, and then with those extra credits, I just went on a spending spree and kept doing it, and yeah, I got lucky. I mean, when I saw that gold-orange color, I honestly thought I was seeing things. I didn't realize I'd actually gotten one until I went back into my inventory because I just couldn't believe my luck. It was amazing. So how does this thing actually play when you're in-game? Well, if I was to describe it with one word, it would have to be...
And there's the finish line! Power!
Honestly, all jokes aside, this thing is really goddamn powerful. Like, you can do a ridiculous amount of damage to armored enemies, and you can also hit collaterals. Like, you can kill multiple enemies with one shot. I'd say it probably has a similar amount of damage to an Ogryn's Kickback, which is honestly kind of insane, because a kickback only has one shot at a time, but this gun, you get 5 shots in a stub revolver. So damn, that's a lot of damage already, and then you take that and you also mix in a pretty damn good amount of accuracy. I mean, when you are 20 meters away and you still hit your shots, it is incredibly gratifying. I feel as if the sound design is just ridiculously on point for this game, because this is yet another weapon where I have to admit, it just feels so damn good.
Production line should be just up ahead. Keep moving.
It is incredibly responsive, and I feel as if at the same time you can use this for so many different situations depending on what you need. It's accurate, it does tons of damage, you can fire it off in quick succession and get collateral, so you can still use it against hordes of enemies. I was also able to kill most elite enemies with 2 shots, which is very handy for those harder difficulties. It's not the kind of gun that will only work on low difficulties, it actually scales up pretty nicely. And that comes in really helpful when you're trying to kill some of those pesky elites like the Trapper, who will just run away if he misses you. I found that it does perform pretty nicely against most bosses, but at the same time, it doesn't dish out as much damage as the Thunder Hammer when it's activated, but that thing's just on another level. Like, if you have a Thunder Hammer, I'm pretty sure that most bosses are actually scared of you. So, it is just an all-round powerhouse. The only possible weakness is the reload. Obviously, the reload is gonna be a bit slow for all of the revolvers, but for everything that you get with these guns, it really doesn't matter. Like, you honestly get so much ridiculous damage output that having a slow reload is the least of your problems. Another thing that I didn't really like is that the design still looks really typical. I'm not sure if this is because we were in the beta or if it's because of my level. I honestly don't know, but if it's anything like Vermintide 2, Fat Shark will have ways for us to be able to kind of customize and add our own skins and different appearances to these weapons. Imagine having something like a really cool sort of revolver that resembles like the Imperial Aquila, like it has like a cool eagle sort of design to it. So I think that in the full release of the game, this probably won't be a problem. I do hope that we don't get a whole bunch of modern gaming like microtransactions in Darktide, but as long as there's ways for people to still earn the same thing with in-game currency, at the end of the day, I'll be happy with that. Something that I would be very interested to see is how exactly we would be able to customize our guns. For those of you who aren't aware, this is something that the combat engineer Mats has said in a previous dev blog a couple months ago, that we will have a rather simplistic weapon sort of switchboard which will allow us to have a brief level of weapon customization. I am very keen to see how exactly this would work. Is it something where we get a bit of a push and pull in different directions? Like, if I sacrifice a bit of accuracy for the gun, could I have a faster reload? Honestly, I don't have the answers for how this all works, guys. I really don't. I'm just guessing here. But if you do have any suspicions on how you think things could work, then I'd love to hear your ideas in the comment section down below. But before I finish this video, I wanted to say a massive thank you to every single one of you for how much love you've been giving these Darktide videos. It honestly makes me so happy to see how many of you are as excited for this game as I am. It's been amazing to not only have the chance to play the closed beta, but to also have so much positive feedback on my channel. I'm not really used to this, so that's why I'm so goddamn happy about it, and it really does mean a lot to me. So, from the bottom of my heart, thank you all so much. If you did like this video and you do want to see more, then you know what to do. To finish off with, I once again wanted to give you all some highlights for a couple of minutes with this gun so that you can enjoy it and see all of the cool stuff you can do. But that's about it from me. I'll see you all on the next one. I've been Kiv, and I'm out.
Terror. The very thought of it. Prepare to die!
Excessive force authorized!
The Emperor will grant
Courage!
a moment! I'm reloading! I go red!
Go for the end! See if we can't pop the eye right open! And that's it!
The battle is over! The war remains to be fought.